Hello here. Okay, I think it's recording. Hey guys, Hybrid here. I'm doing a review of All Hail the King, which is the Marvel one-shot released with Thor the Dark World. Now, I'm gonna kind of tell you the awesome stuff about it without spoiling it, and then I'm gonna say spoilers like 3 times, and then I'll get into some spoilers, because there are some nice spoilers in this one. Now, just so you know, there are spoilers coming. I'm just saying this because we've had a few instances where we say spoiler alert and people still comment, why'd you spoil it? So please don't be stupid. And hopefully if you're this far, you've heard me say spoiler already, or you can read in the title/description, spoilers. So there you go. Now we can actually begin. So basically this one shot, kind of not chronologically, but it takes place after Iron Man 3. When Trevor gets put into prison. If you don't know who Trevor Slattery is, it's a character played by Kingsley in Iron Man 3 who fakes being the Mandarin. So basically it was a big controversial thing about the movie that a lot of people complained about. But anyways, it does pretty well. Basically this guy's like a documentary person and he goes to do a documentary on Trevor. And it's really interesting, the stuff that unfolds there. The prison he's in, neat fact, is the same prison in the comics that Luke Cage was in. So a lot of people are hoping that Luke Cage's Netflix series will maybe take place in there and maybe we can get a cameo from Trevor. Well, obviously not now because when I get to the spoilers, you'll know why. But yes, so let's begin with the awesome stuff without spoiling it. It's quite funny. Like it's not like heavy like dosed humor, kind of like in Iron Man 3 where every line is like a one-liner. The humor feels really natural here, very similar to Thor the Dark World, where the kind of humor there just kind of came naturally. It wasn't like, it's not like a stand-up comedian where it's like trying to make you laugh every time. It was more like a comedy show done right, you know, along the lines of Community, where it's just genuinely funny. Sorry. Also, I'm trying to remember all the great stuff without spoiling it because it did get put online, so I'm reviewing it now. But yes, so also another great thing is the cameos. I'll get to those later. But they addressed a lot of concerns that a lot of the fans of the series were wondering, like including myself, which was, how come the 10 rings that were seen in Iron Man 1 and arguably I heard it was in Iron Man 2, but at least in Iron Man 1, how come that seemed like a legitimate terrorist organization, but the one in Iron Man 3 is obviously just, you know, a fake makeup thing by Aldrich Killian. So they addressed the fact that the 10 Rings are a real terrorist organization that Aldrich Killian just used the image of. So Aldrich Killian did say, you know, the whole movie was basically him just, you know, playing on people's fears, essentially, like terrorism and stuff. So it did make sense that he would, you know, just take the name, because I was really confused. I was like, did he actually make a legitimate terrorist organization? Because I'm pretty sure the terrorist organization we saw in Iron Man 1 was not the same one that we're getting in Iron Man 3. So I'm glad they addressed that and they cleared that up for all the fans. I think they did it in a very enjoyable way. Also, you got to see some background on Trevor. You know, not exactly fleshing out the character, but a lot of things were said in it and a lot of things were shown to really give us more background on him, especially his origins AIM, Aldrich Killian, Mandarin, how have you, whatever. So spoilers. I said I'd say it 3 times or thrice if you talk like that. We get to see Justin Hammer in this one. In the post-credit scene, Justin Hammer appears. It was really awesome when he came. I enjoyed it. I was hoping Sam Rockwell would be in here because he's been campaigning to appear in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and this one shot. And I know he's totally up to reappear later, which I think is, you know, he should reappear because he's a very charismatic actor. His character is very charismatic and enjoyable just to see. So if not for the sake of being like the main villain, just to see him be in there, that's all I'd want. Also, like I said, Luke Cage is the prison he was in comics is the one that Trevor was in. I'm not sure if we saw Luke Cage. There were like a few black people there that seemed pretty big, but I'm not going to make assumptions that, you know, Luke Cage is one of them. But, you know, maybe he was. We don't know. Also, Trevor gets kidnapped by the actual legitimate 10 Rings. It's revealed that the guy doing the documentary is a member of the 10 Rings organization. Think of it kind of as, you know, you have like the Islamic extremists. There's ones that are white, there's ones that are Asian. It's not just Middle Eastern people. And a lot of them, you know, are undercover. It's like that. This was a white guy doing the interview. So I'm just assuming the racist, stereotypical people out there, which there are a lot of still these days, they probably wouldn't assume that this person might be a member of the Ten Rings, but he was. It kind of, the way he spoke about the Ten Rings made it sound like a somewhat religious sect, and we actually got to learn about the actual Mandarin, which is awesome. He's a warrior king, so warrior king. Obviously, that means he's a ruler. Maybe he ruled ancient China some. They do hint at him having been alive a long time ago, yet he's still around now. So there's questions on if maybe they'll talk about it in Doctor Strange, since that movie's in development. That'd be really cool if they talk about like the Ten Rings. They just mention them because if the Ten Rings are actually magical, which God hoping if they do show them they will be, that can explain the Mandarin having longevity, because that's one of the things I'm pretty sure that the rings give him among his other characteristics slash abilities. So it's very exciting to actually hear some stuff about the actual Mandarin that is akin to the one people are familiar with from comics. Now, also, this does end off on a bit of a cliffhanger, kind of, where Trevor gets taken away to see the actual Mandarin, because the guy says, I'm gonna he basically, I'm paraphrasing, he says, I'm gonna kidnap you and take you to the person you stole. The person, he said he's gonna take him to he's gonna kidnap him. Trevor's like, like, where are you taking me? And he's like, in the Ten Rings member responds to the person you stole, like, his name, or the person that you took, the person's name. So that's the Mandarin. And I hate it because this one shot and the Peggy One Carter one shot we got earlier have been so good. So I give it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. As hybrid, subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you guys later.